Hello. Today I want to talk about stress and stress management. So it is the 2nd of December when I am recording this. So it's almost Christmas, and I know at this time of year, especially for myself, things just start to get a little bit hectic. Everything seems to wind down, and there seems to be a lot that gets crammed into those last couple of weeks of school. You've got Christmas breakups, you've got sporting breakups, there's birthday parties, there's end of year celebrations, there's Christmas gifts that you've got to buy people. You've got to put up the Christmas tree and the kids are all excited, and yeah, the stress levels seem to just step up for everyone. So I thought, what better than today to let's, talk about stress. So my name is Chantelle, for those of you that don't know me. I'm a mum of 5, a certified life coach. I like to call myself a mindset mentor. I'm an advocate for self-love and mental wellness. And I'm really passionate about empowering and supporting women to improve their relationship with themselves. So why am I so passionate about it? Well, for me, I have suffered with low self-esteem, low self-worth, and a very loud inner negative critic my whole life. At different points in my life, I have been addicted to different things as a way of coping with life and the situation that I was in. So I have had an eating disorder. I think that I had a little bit of OCD at one point. I have been a little bit addicted to alcohol, and I've over exercised at points in my life, and now I'm addicted to my own personal growth and evolution. So what forced my hand to stop and take a look at myself? It was high cortisol levels. And so that was about 5 years ago, after the birth of my 5th child. So my body was basically stuck in fight or flight mode. So I was stuck in the stress response. This produced a lot of side effects for me, which were weight gain. I put on a lot of weight after the birth of my 5th child, and everything that I had done previously just didn't seem to work. The weight just stayed, and I felt like whatever I tried, I just tended to put on more weight. I was depressed. I was feeling very alone. I had fatigue. I thought I had chronic fatigue syndrome. I had no motivation. I had headaches, and I just felt really unwell. And so I reached a point that I just needed to do something, try something, change everything. And it started me on a journey to reduce stress. That was what first started me looking online, researching, looking into courses and stuff. And it evolved into a lot more. But for today, I am going to try and not go off topic and just talk about stress, the effects it can have on our bodies, our mind, and our overall well-being, and what can we do to reduce it or help manage it when we are in stressful times and stressful situations. And first of all, I just want to acknowledge and say that stress is actually a normal response to life's challenges. Stress only becomes a problem when it lasts a long time, or if you're feeling overwhelmed and unable to cope with your situation. And when this happens, it's time to take steps to manage your stress to ensure that you're able to function well at work and at home and in your life. And that was the point that I was at when I discovered I had high cortisol levels. And this was done, I think, via a blood test. yeah, I was seeing my doctor and I knew that I had a few tests to try because we were testing for everything back then. Of course, my initial response is, I'm dying, I've got cancer. Yes, I'm very dramatic. So, what is cortisol? Cortisol is a hormone produced in your body, and I call it the stress hormone as it's released into your bloodstream when you're stressed. And having the right cortisol balance is essential for your health, and producing too much or too little can cause health problems. And if you're interested in reading more about this, DM me and I'll give you a link to a website when you can read some more. So, but for today, and what you probably just want to know, and what I wanted to know way back then was, how do I reduce stress? What do I do? And I mean, there's so much out there that you can do. So I'm just going to tell you what's worked for me. And I also just want to admit that I am human and it still takes a lot of attention from me every day to keep myself in check, bring myself back if I start to, get really stressed, and make sure that I'm actually doing what I need to help myself deal with the stresses and challenges in my life. So my tips to help reduce stress would be meditation. So I don't think I'd actually even, I knew what meditation was, but I don't think I'd actually ever looked into it before 5 years ago. And I just did it by Googling. There's so many free meditations out there on YouTube. And the guided meditations, I still do guided meditations. Because my mind does start to wander. I do not have a long attention span, so short guided meditations help me. Mindfulness, now that's a practice, and I'll try and explain it really briefly to you, but mindfulness is just being present in the now, and really savoring and taking in your surrounds, how you feel. Like if you're eating something, you can just, really connect with the food that you're eating and appreciate it and be grateful for it. So once again, you can Google about that. Journaling. So with journaling, that is a practice in itself as well. I do have a lot of journal prompts that I can give you, but, writing down how you're feeling, connecting in with your body every day, checking in with yourself, journaling gratitude, journaling positive affirmations, journaling how you want to feel, like I am calm and I am at peace in my mind and my body, things like that, to let your body know how you want to feel. So that's really good. Breathing exercises, once again, you can Google that. And if you're a busy mum like me, taking time out to do something that you love, example, booking yourself in for a facial or a massage, having a coffee, running a bath. I don't actually do that very often, but some people really love running baths, having a bubble bath. Yeah, I just like having coffee dates, catching up with friends for lunch, going out for dinner. I love dancing. I love listening to music and just finding ways that you can do stuff that makes you feel good during your day. Yoga is a big one for me. Once again, you can Google it. I think it's like yoga to reduce stress and anxiety, I think it was, but reach out to me. I've got this really good free one. I love it. It just makes me feel really calm and at peace. It gives me a good stretch. And yeah, yoga is awesome for that. Or join a yoga class if you want to actually, have some social outings as well, and time out and away from your family. Gentle exercising like walking can really benefit, because back when I had the high cortisol and I'd put on the weight, I was like, right, I need to just get a good exercise routine. I was working out and I was making myself get up early, and I was doing these like these exercise routines I really loved, but that in itself can can increase your cortisol levels. So it probably was doing me more harm than good back then. So yeah, yoga and stretching and meditation and walking for me personally, is better to reduce my stress and be consistent with it. You really have to do these practices every day. Um, and be aware of what triggers you, set your boundaries, and keep checking in with yourself. So, if you're needing help and support with this, I have just created a free 5-day meditation series. If you'd like to get started, let me know and I'll give you the link to that. If you're wanting more, I have also created a course to help you find your inner bliss, which has lots of tools and resources and techniques and journaling prompts and everything that you need to help you reduce stress, build resilience, and really connect in with yourself on a deeper level. So that's just my tips for today on stress and stress management. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are just feeling really stressed at the moment. And I know for me, like, it can be really overwhelming and the online space is noisy. And if you start Googling, you can just get caught up and there's so much information. So I think just starting with the basics and just focusing on one thing at a time, like I said, just the meditation to begin with is a good start, and it doesn't have to be a whole big change to your routine because that can be stressful. It's just finding a couple of minutes for yourself to really prioritize you and your mental health, mental well-being, your stress, reducing your stress. Especially at this time of year when you are probably eating a lot of food that you don't usually eat, you're probably consuming a lot of alcohol that you don't usually consume, you're probably having late nights, exercise might be down the list. So it really is important to make sure that you do still prioritize yourself, so that you feel good, because sometimes you feel good in the moment and you don't realize until you've been putting yourself off for a long period of time. That's when you can get burnt out, and yeah, that's your body just telling you you need to look after yourself and rest and prioritize yourself. So that's my little tips for you for today, and I look forward to bringing you more tips about stress management and mindfulness and ways to just look after your health and your well-being, especially your mental health, because that is the thing I'm passionate about. And feel free to connect with me online on Instagram if you want to have a chat about anything. And I'm always here sending you lots of love and gratitude and support. Have a great day. Bye.